Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another Build in Public update, weeks 35 and 36. Let's jump right into it. So for Swiftbrief, our brief outline generator, we have continued to make progress on the version 2 that will include a roadmap. We're still internally testing, trying to pick the whole thing apart, trying to settle some algorithms, trying to streamline the UI. So it's still pretty much work in progress, but we're very close to onboard our first external testers. So we have 3 customers that are willing to test drive the tool with us and to iron out some more of the details and just some more of the usability issues and things like that. So super excited to get that out the door and to just get more external feedback as well from what we've been building behind closed doors so far. And that will start I would say next week. And we also have made more progress on the that was the roadmap level, so this is the brief level. So for every brief, once you start creating the brief, we will actually give you a lot of keyword recommendations, which are branch keywords. So these keywords should all live in one form or another in different frequencies on your page that you're trying to create to rank for the keyword. And so this is a way of avoiding cannibalization, so that if a branch keyword falls on the same page as the root that you're trying to produce content for, you don't want to create a separate article for it, but you want to rather cover that article as part of the article you're making. And so this is one flow we have, and I'm now gonna connect that with another flow that fetches more long tail keywords to then give a good option of both. So these are some short tail, more competitive keywords that you should have in your article just because they cover the topic really well, or they're part of covering the topic. And then more long tail keywords that give different variations of more or less describing the same thing, but they should be part of your finished article as well. And so here, this is very similar to if you ever used Surfer and you go into the I think it's the content editor. You will have different keywords with certain frequencies attached to them, so they recommend how many times you should have a certain keyword in order to rank well for your chosen root keyword. And this is a very similar approach because it's quite common to do this, and we're just letting you choose and kind of tighten the outline yourself based on what you think is what you want to target. And all these will go into the outline as supporting secondary keywords, and will be reflected with their frequency in the outline itself. So it's just, again, V2 very much adding more data and adding a lot more context to the prompt in order to create a great outline, and later on maybe also create content to expand the outline into a draft of an article or something like that. But that is still pretty much in the future because we need to tighten up the core to build on top of a solid foundation, and that's what we're doing right now. I've removed the finance tool. So usually I was talking about Finlay, our finance tool. I've removed it. I've seen that a lot of people skip over it in the analytics, but also there's not that much interesting here to learn from like a builder's perspective. So I am skipping that until we are actually marketing it because it's still work in progress. So for now, I'm only going to talk about Swiftbrief and Maid of speeches here. If you're interested in the finance tool, just go back to one of the older videos and have a look there. But for now, let's continue here. So this is a Bright's Maid of Honor speech generator that we're building together with Jen. We have had a product hunt launch, so it went fairly well. We got a lot of support, mainly from Twitter and LinkedIn. So all the socials that we had, we asked for everyone to just kind of either have a look and use the tool, or to just support us as a favor, so to speak. And so this is very important on Product Hunt to get upvotes in quite early it always rolls over midnight PST, which is San Francisco time, so 9 a.m. where we are in mainland Europe. And so it went well. We launched on a Friday where there's not that much competition, or not that strong competition. So here we had 300 upvotes that landed us on 2. With Swiftbrief, we had 500 or 600 upvotes and landed on 4. So it's very much a factor on what day you launch. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday being the hardest, and then Monday and Friday being, and the weekend being like the easiest. But the downside of it being easier to rank is that there is also less traffic generally. So there will be less people on Product Hunt, and so that means you have less potential exposure that you can generate from the Product Hunt launch. And the launch itself didn't actually do that much for us in terms of sales. Most sales are still organic, but Jen is now gonna push the marketing gear one higher, and we're starting to do PR outreach. We're starting to rank more on organic channels. We're starting to onboard some affiliates. So the Product Hunt launch was never really like part of the strategy to market this tool. It was just something that we were doing as a way of like celebrating the effort that we've already put into the tool, and obviously to see if we can gain some ripple effects. I think we do have. We've been featured in the newsletter, for example, in the Product Hunt newsletter, and also some aggregator sites that have picked us up, which then it just reinforces our strategy in terms of getting organic traffic on the page. And she's also going to write a Business Insider article, which is great, and that might be good for us to leverage into follow-up articles, right? If one of the bigger outlets writes, I think usually there will be a lot of either smaller outlets or other outlets that will want to cover the same story to some extent at least. So that is TBD, but we're making progress on this front as well. And in terms of organic traffic, just an overview here. So this is the last 28 days of organic all Google search. Just the page on Jen's domain, that the tool that covers the tool. And so you can see here that it would be, let's say 200. I think our conversion rate right now is around 1%, so it would mean 2 sales on average without doing much else, which is obviously not super much, but it's a good start. Supplied it with affiliates and just more ways of finding the right customer at the right time, which the right time is the core component of this, because they need to be close to a wedding in terms of time frame. So like, let's say 4 to 8 weeks out. So it will be a lot more work involved and getting creative to find the people at the right time when they need this tool. But we're still early. We're still figuring things out. And so far, I'm very happy that we are getting organic sales, which 30 days into the project is very uncommon. And it's mainly because we have an existing domain that we can build on top with existing authority, and we can just plug that into the domain itself. And I'll keep you posted on the affiliate stuff. And if any of this stuff's interesting to you, you want to follow along, just feel free to subscribe, and I'll put a playlist at the end of the video where you can watch the older or newer build and public updates that I will be doing every week. And thanks for hearing me out. All right, cheers.